Championships are only the beginning. Dynasty Road.
Welcome back to Dynasty Road. This is EFO. We have an interesting video for you. We're going to look at Byron Leftwitch. And just because he's been kind of tied to different names with coaching vacancies after all the firings we've had this past week. And especially when it comes to Dynasty, because he's been tied to the Jacksonville Jaguars, where obviously you have Trevor Lawrence, you have ETN, you have Chenault, and other guys that are part of the Dynasty community and people are really high on, and maybe not so much after this year, but at least with ETN, people are high on. Trevor Lawrence, if you're like me and you did pick him up, maybe a little disappointed this year, but seeing Byron Leftwich's name being attached to somebody who could be coming into the Jacksonville Jaguars is really good to see, and it can get you excited. Also, with him being rumored to be meeting with Chicago Bears as well, with Justin Fields and Mooney and Herbert, he has some potential to influence the Dynasty community. And so one of the things we were looking at when it came to the coach is his experience kind of holds him back. But if you think about what he's done as an offensive coordinator, especially coming into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019, he basically took Jameis Winston and made him the top passing quarterback that year. He led the league with over 5,000 yards. They averaged almost 400 yards of total offense per game, was the third highest in the league. They scored over 450 points that season, the most in team history. They were 28.6 points per game, which were tied for third highest in the league. 54 touchdowns was also tied for the third highest. When he came in with Arians, of course, he took that team and made it from a floundering kind of offense into almost one of the top. I think they were ranked number 2 in offense that season. So when you think about him going to these two young quarterbacks, whether it's Jacksonville or Chicago with Fields and Lawrence, if he can duplicate, if he even accepts the job, but if he can duplicate that, because it wasn't just Arians who came in and changed it, a lot of credit does go to Brian and how he handled the quarterbacks, how he handled the go-between the head coach and the quarterback. And again, that might be his downfall as a inexperienced. He only has a few years of coaching, and it's always been with pretty much Arians. So that could hold him back. But, you know, you think about Jameis Winston and what kind of a player he was, that would be a good fit for a Justin Fields, somebody who understands a mobile quarterback, someone who understands that throwing. You know, and that's ignoring everyone saying that Justin Fields is just washed up already. But could he help that? Could he bring the best out in Justin Fields? And Trevor Lawrence, I mean, you think about, he's had Tom Brady for the last couple of years, and granted, yes, we're not trying to compare Lawrence to Brady, but that pocket passer Lawrence has better running ability than Tom Brady, but that pocket kind of passer that, you know, reads the defense, throws those balls, you know, has a good running game, has nice outlet with ETN who can catch the ball. It has good wide receivers, not great wide receivers, but they can be good. Chenault, he's not living up to his potential, but hopefully that is just a coaching thing and not a head thing. And that a good coach could help get that team, because they have some potential. They really do. And I really hope they also spend their first round pick on an offensive lineman. Protect Lawrence and protect ETN and protect your wide receivers. Give them time to catch the ball and run their routes. I think that's really going to help them out a lot. But I don't know too much about that. So it's just one of those things where this was just a video talking about Byron Leftwitch and how he could really help these young quarterbacks. He's been working with Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Depending on where you stand, he could be the greatest, or he could just be in the top 10 maybe for some people. But you know, working with him, working with Arians when he was in Arizona, they had a high flying offense on a lot of those years, and Leftwich was also part of that staff as well. So the fact that he's kind of followed Arians around and learned from him could be helpful to him. Obviously, Jacksonville doesn't want an inexperienced coach 2 years in a row that is going to flounder, and now again the third year of Lawrence's career having to have another head coach that they're trying to interview for next offseason. So that could hold them back a little bit. But I would love to see Leftwich get a chance to see if he can duplicate what he did with Jameis Winston, with these two young quarterbacks and these young teams with these young offenses. So if you found this video interesting, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If I'm completely out of my mind, or if you agree, and give a like and subscribe. See you next time.